What's up, metal and heavy music fans? Today we have a review of Limp Bizkit Still Sucks via Suretone Records.
Oh shit, here we go again.
So this is the 6th studio album from these new metal giants, and actually I was shocked at the realization that, are you ready for this? It's already been an entire decade since they dropped Gold Cobra in 2011, resulting in my second favorite Fantano review of all time. So after years of development hell, is it any good, and why are we even talking about it?
Got the roll on the rap with the dad vibes. Now everybody bounce with the franchise. Come on. Can't live with them. Can't live without them.
Starting with the lead single Dad Vibes, what can I say? It's pretty typical Limp Bizkit. I know a lot of people were hating on this track pretty hard, but honestly I appreciate it for what it is. Simple head-bobbing music with a sense of humor. And honestly, I'd rather listen to this than most of the rap on the radio right now. But more importantly, this seems as good a place as any to point out that Fred and the gang know exactly what they're doing. I agree with the punk rock MBA that everything this guy does has been pretty calculated.
Look at this. This is on CNN, okay? What other metal bands are getting coverage on CNN?
I mean, ask yourself how, despite years of being called one of the most cringe bands of all time, they've continued to find success. The answer is the same reason why everything from divisive political posts and even my own negative album reviews always tend to float to the top with the most views. Most people, including some of you watching right now, are much more prone to hate click.
Dad got the fag in the back with the drip. Come and get a sip.
Whether you want to admit it or not, the research shows that we are much more likely to click on a negative story than a positive one. Everyone loves watching a good train wreck or an opportunity to dunk on someone. Limp Bizkit absolutely know this, and they are playing you. I mean, just look at this surprise reveal of the corny Dad Vibes look. This man isn't stupid. He knows the reaction it's going to get, and he's laughing all the way to the bank with all that free press from just this one photo. This whole band was clickbait before clickbait even had a name. Now back that up with tunes that are easy to bounce to, and you've got a recipe for success. I mean, we can have an argument over the artistic merits of their music, but at the end of the day, there's a reason why some of their riffs are likely burned into your brain to this day. And full disclosure, I still kinda dig Significant Other.
I am shocked. Shocked! Well, not that shocked.
But enough rambling, back to the album. Out of Style opens with another one of those trademark super crunchy riffs, which actually had me pretty hyped. The verses have a pretty solid bop to them, if I'm being totally honest, but the melodic parts with the singing aren't doing much for me, which has more or less been true on all of their albums, I guess. Dirty Rotten Bizkit kicks off with some fun little record scratches before launching into the main attack. There's even a fun little beatboxing part in the transition. This song does a better job of managing the alternation between the heavy and melodic elements with a pretty fun back and forth that was so characteristic of 2000s radio. Pretty catchy all said and done.
Right now, somebody better give it to me. Dirty Rotten Bizkit. Fuck it.
Turn It Up Bitch is driven by a pretty hype stand-up bass hook that wouldn't have been out of place on one of A Tribe Called Quest's early albums. I'll bet that's a name drop you wouldn't have expected in a Limp Bizkit review. Fred's delivery at times here also has a bit of a Cypress Hill vibe, and I'm genuinely impressed with the energy he's bringing. If there was only one track I'd recommend from the album, it would probably be this one. I'm kinda surprised they didn't use it as the lead single, but then that wouldn't have probably had the same level of hate click effect.
I'ma make an announcement. This cracker ain't slouching. Got the flow, keep the big boys bouncing.
Alternatively, Empty Hole and Don't Change are among the worst on the album. Both acoustic, but the latter in particular a ballad that is about as corny as it gets with absolutely nothing special to offer. The best I can say about these is at least Fred's voice sounds better than I might have expected. You Bring Out the Worst carries this same level of energy into its soft opening, although with a pretty hypnotic bass line and effects on the vocals that remind me of something off of Filter's Title of Record. This drifty portion offset by an extremely heavy chorus complete with what sounds a lot like Korn's trademark keg hits from Slipknot. It's an interesting track, although I'm not sure it all comes together in the end.
'Cause you might hear me when you say I will be
Another song I could straight up do without is Barnacle. From the weird kind of Godsmack vocal inflection to the even worse than usual lyrics to the boring copy-paste rock and roll instrumentation, this one truly does suck. The only upside is that at least it's less than 2 minutes long. Pill Popper ain't too hot either, with its recycled sounding riffs and abysmal chorus of "Give me my medicine." Reminds me of something Dope would put out. But I think maybe the worst track of all is the closer, Goodbye, with its canned Latin pop sounding guitar hook and super poppy vocals. Snacky Poo brings the hip hop again with more very 2000s sounding nostalgia beats and even more era reminiscent corny crank phone call skits. The lyrics aren't much better on this one, but at least they feel a little bit more tongue in cheek. It's a little odd to say, but I think that Fred is a much more talented rapper than anything else, so it's weird to feel like we get so little of it across this runtime. But keeping with that energy and circling back to the theme of purposefully generating a reaction, we have Love the Hate, which has kind of a neat, almost industrial energy to the backing track, but more importantly features verses shit-talking popular artists and has a chorus that pretty much spells it all out for you.
Joke's on you. You missed one clue. We don't give a fuck.
So what to make of all this? I mean, for one, there were actually more moments I genuinely enjoyed than expected, but for every one of those, there were 3 or 4 terrible ones waiting in the rafters. At least it all breezes by with each of the 12 tracks constructed wisely on the very short side. And ultimately, no matter what grade any of us give this thing, Limp Bizkit have positioned themselves to be the winners no matter what. The diehard fanbase they've developed over the years are at the peak moment in time to snatch this album up hand over fist no matter what it sounds like. And as for negative reviews, as they say, any press is good press. And to quote the Riddler,
I'm counting on it.
as futile an exercise as it is, I still give this album a 6 for enjoyability. Probably closer to a 5, but I don't have a graphic for that, and I'm not going to put any more effort into this than I have to. I give it a 6 for musicianship. There are a few of those old chonky hooks and some decent additions here and there, but overall there's a lot of recycled or otherwise unimaginative garbage to be found. And I give it a 6 for innovation. I actually think that Limp Bizkit showed potential here and there to do some interesting things on this record, but in the end it just feels like a step backwards even for them. So a 6, I guess, overall, and a D for Limp Bizkit Still Sucks. Click on this playlist for more metal album reviews, or this video for my favorite metal albums of October, and let me know what you thought of this album down below. But that'll do it for now. Flight of Icarus signing off. I will see you in the trenches.